Hey folks, in this video, let's solve another LeetCode question. So this is question number 511, and the name of the question is Gameplay Analysis 1. We have a table given over here, which is named as activity. We have the columns player ID, device ID, event date, and games played, and their types. We have to write an SQL query to report the first login date for each player in the table, and the result table can be in any order. Let's look at an example over here. So we have 5 players and their device ID, the games played, and the event date. So okay, there are 5 records but just 3 players, and the player IDs are 1, 2, and 3. And the output here, as you can see, is for player ID 1. He first logged in on 1st March 2016, so that's his first login. For player ID 2, it's 25th June 2017, and for 3, he has 2 logins, but the minimum one or the first one is 2nd March 2016. So this is the question, and let's solve it. So it's really simple, and I'm going to use the min function here to return the first or the date, the first event date of the player, of the player who has logged in. And we have to select, or we have to query the player ID, and then I'm going to select the min event date. This I'll alias it as first login. Okay, and just format it properly. Yeah, and this comes from activity. And now what I'm going to do is, if we just try to run this, it's not the right answer, but I just want to show you what is the output. Okay, so I think activity is capital. All right. Think there's some. Okay, I have a mistake in the spelling. So it's activity, and let me run the code. Right, so here you can see that we get the correct result or the correct output for the player IDs 2 and 3, but for 1 you can see that here it shows so here we get the correct output for the player ID 1, which is 1st March to 2016, but we don't get the player IDs or the first login date for the player IDs 2 and 3, because here the particular query is running only once. So it's going to check the player ID 1, and it's going to check their first event date, so the event date they logged in first, and then it's going to stop. But we have to make it continue so that it prints the minimum event date or the first login date for player 2 and player 3 as well. So to do this, let's just group by 1. So what happens when we group by 1 is, after it finds out the first login date for the player 1, it does not stop there, but it checks the first login date, or it reads to the whole record and checks the login dates for both for all the IDs or all the players who are there in the table. So here now if I hit run, should be give me the correct answer. Yeah, now it's accepted and it gives the right answer. Now just submit it. Yep, so the code runs, so the query runs and beats around 42%, which is really decent. And that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice weekend.